I posted a question yesterday asking who you have trouble forgiving more, yourself or others. And it seemed to be about 50-50. But today I want to talk about the importance of forgiving ourselves. We all have regrets, but I've found that many women, myself included, will struggle to forgive the younger versions of ourselves that made decisions or behaved in a way that makes us cringe when we think of it today. Some of us have that internal voice that says, I can't believe how much I violated myself. Or what was I doing? What was I thinking? How stupid was I? But the self-blame and accusation that we put on ourselves will only hurt us more and make it harder to actually connect to ourselves so that we can make powerful decisions from a healthy place in the future. We often have trouble forgiving ourselves because we mistakenly think that shaming ourselves will somehow prevent us from repeating those same behaviors in the future. And that makes sense to our brain because our brains are constantly trying to avoid pain. That's just how we're wired. But we are all guilty of doing and saying things that we wish that we could take back. But if we refuse to forgive ourselves, that guilt leads to shame. Guilt says that the decisions that I made were wrong or bad. Shame says I am bad and therefore not worthy of love or acceptance. And maybe it's possible that we even received those messages from our parents or others who were supposed to love us. So it just feels natural to treat ourselves that same way. But the thing is, our behaviors are the visible symptom that reveals the condition of the heart. Think of it this way. If a child or a friend of ours gets lost in the woods and they're dying of thirst, they'll drink really muddy water filled with parasites if there's no other source that's readily available. And we wouldn't judge them for doing that, right? But we judge ourselves for doing the best we knew how while in a state that wasn't optimal for getting our emotional needs met. If we knew there was another way, we would have taken it. If I have an unmet need that led me to that behavior, do you think that shame and self-hatred is going to keep me from going to other sources if I still have an unmet need at the root of it? Instead of shaming the behavior and refusing to forgive yourself, ask yourself, what was the reason that behavior happened to begin with? Like, what was the unmet need or desire at the core? What was I trying to achieve? What did I need? You were likely needing love and acceptance and didn't know how to get love in the way that your heart needed. There is no marriage, family, or relationship that can give you the love that is inside of yourself. We have to have some level of grace and understanding for ourselves. The hardest thing about judgmental statements and conclusions that we make on ourselves is that it still leads us to powerlessness. We become powerless to get our needs met. Judgments end the chapter in the story, but compassion reopens the pages so that we can keep writing. That being said, I want to leave you with a self-compassion statement that I want you to begin saying to yourself. I will treat myself with the same kindness and empathy I would offer a child or a friend. Mark 12:31, Jesus says that the second greatest commandment is to love your neighbor as yourself. He didn't say more than, he didn't say instead of. He said as. Show yourself the same love and compassion you would give a child or a friend. Commit to learning and growing from your mistakes instead of holding on to the shame that binds you. I hope that this was helpful. Please leave me a comment in the chat and just let me know if there's something that you would like me to teach on next week. I will plan on having little trainings every Wednesday. So I look forward to seeing you again.